as we are welcoming a guest, as we are Lovin local here, ladies and gentlemen, as we are welcoming Carrie Peterson of Peterson Painting to the show. Welcome.
Good morning, Lou.
And your business has been around for a long time, hasn't it?
It's true. It's true.
How many years?
Well, my dad worked his way through college in the 60s, painting houses to fund his education at Drake.
There you go.
And so when he graduated from college, he married his college sweetheart and had identical twin boys, and I'm the oldest of those twins, and so...
By how long? By how much?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, all right. There you go.
And I never let my brother forget it either.
So the company's been around for almost 50 years. It's got to mean a lot to the family.
Almost, yes. And we're all detailed people, so those details matter to us, and we've learned to apply that detailed nature to what we do best, which is painting and preserving surfaces.
There you go. Now, where are you guys located? Where are you based out of?
We're based out of West Des Moines on Fuller Road and Grand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you brought in some examples this morning. So what do you want to show off?
Well, what I brought was a few things that we've been seeing commonly in our business. We're seeing a lot of trends towards colors. Grays are very popular when people want to paint walls and preserve surfaces. Off-whites for woodwork. But some of the samples that I brought have to do first with our old friend, the golden oak door.
Yeah, this is about everything that you purchased.
Yes, this is like a holiday friend that comes every year, that you get tired of his jokes. You see the hardware that's brass, and this guy gets tired and old. And when he does, then it's time to help him make a new face on him.
Sure.
So we take things through a number of steps when we paint these doors. We give it a good primer coat, do a lot of protecting, and then a couple of finish coats. You know, there's 6 to 8 steps depending on what you want to accomplish with painting the woodwork.
Why so many steps?
Well, there's so many steps because, one, you got to get good adhesion to the wood. You got to prime first, and you got to make sure that the primer stays where it belongs.
See, I just thought you had to shake the can up real good.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes, but not with wood doors. You got to mask first. You got to get a good primer on. You got to sand to smooth it out, because the sanding will help smooth the wood. The grain of the wood rises after you get it primed. Okay. So when that happens, then you got to take it through the finish coat. You got to sand again after the first finish coat. There's a second finish coat. It's true. And then you got to clean up afterwards, and you got to think about the surfaces you're working around. If you're painting trim, you got to mask walls if you're not painting them. If you're painting cabinet doors, you got to make sure that you're getting the tile protected as well underneath. Yeah. All that makes a difference.
All right, so what do you do first? If you have a cabinet that's next to a wall that needs painting, do you paint the wall first, or you paint the wall afterwards?
Sequentially, it's best to do woodwork first and walls last. But some people don't think through that, and that matters. You got to think about the steps. You got to be organized and ready to go. And a lot of these details people don't think about when they try and do it themselves.
So what does it take time-wise to typically do something like this?
Time-wise, I mean, whether it's cabinets or that golden oak trim, casing, baseboard, those are something that can be hours and hours and hours of time.
6 to 8 steps. You know, I found in life that doing a job properly is so much more work, and it just reinforces that.
Now, let's say, so we do it properly, or we hire someone to do it for us. How long will that then last?
Well, you use the right products with a good priming foundation. You should get a good 15 years out of a good paint job. A little bit of touch-up paint's always left. You should save some if you're doing it yourself, so you have a little touch-up when you got to do that with the kids digging into stuff.
You're mentioning caulking here and the importance of that, and probably getting rid of the old stuff and putting new stuff in, I would imagine.
If it needs to come out, it's important to get it out. Most of the time, you just have cracks that show up, and you re-caulk those cracks in a cupboard door. It's the panel crack, sometimes need it. Other times, it's that crack, that interface crack between the wall and the woodwork, the wall and the baseboard, wall and the door casing, that shows up and is more glaring when you paint all the woodwork white.
Is cabinetry most of what you guys do?
No, we do repainting, and so we're not doing new construction. We could come in after someone has prime or prepare to surface. We would paint walls, we would paint woodwork, we can paint ceilings, all those things.
Now you mentioned after someone has prepared the surface. Okay, so the homeowner would do a little bit of work first?
Sometimes they do. We could come in on a lot of different steps. So sometimes people get started in a project like this, don't recognize all the steps and say, oh, I can't do any more of this. I'm out of steam.
Right.
And if they do, then we're the ones that can come in and finish this up. A lot of times people that have had experience with painting this stuff or watch their friends make mistakes, they say, I'm not even going to go there.
Right.
And then they call us and we take it from initial color consultations all the way through the final touch-ups of the project.
What else did you bring in today?
Well, I got this, our friend, which was nice and tired and old looking. We changed him into something nice and fresh and clean.
Wow.
Very nice.
And so this is what one can expect when a door has gotten its 3 coats and been properly prepared. I brought a little intermediary as well that kind of gives the before and the after look.
There you go.
So this is a darker color stain, not quite as friendly as our golden oak there, but this is how it would look if it got painted.
So just can show you how you can refresh without having to buy new necessarily.
Absolutely, and that's a big thing now because with the economy going south, a lot of the building material prices have gone way up. So people can move to a nicer, newer house. However, that new house is going to cost them more money, so they're spending more and getting less. So a lot of people are opting to stay where they're at and just fix up the house that they've loved and they've lived in and get away from this 90s era.
Just upgrading.
Absolutely right. They just want to give it a new facelift.
All right, speaking of facelift, holidays are coming up. Do you guys have any time on your schedule to do regular room type painting? Do you still do that?
We sure do. We've got little pockets of opportunity. We've also got obligations in January. So, there's little holes in the schedule that pop up, and when we get busy, as we are now, it's really busy.
Do you stay mainly here in the Des Moines market, or do you travel at all?
We've gone up to Ames, we can go to Adel, we've been down to Indianola and to Newton. So mostly the central Iowa, expanded suburban area.
Awesome. Well, we're Lovin Local here. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, they can either give us a call on the phone number at 274-1883 but most people are using the website at petersonpainting.net, N-E-T.
Wonderful. Well, very nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
So much.
You are very welcome.
Best of luck to you and happy holidays.
Thank you.